Alright, folks, turn 12. We have found actually 3 magic sites. So we found quicksand up here, and then over here in the swamp we found smolderstone and the Garden of Bones. So magic gem income looking better, starting to climb up there. Our first death site. So we're starting to get a little bit of death income. Earth and fire income both getting solid, getting solider. Fire income has actually gone up by 2 points, which is very, very nice. Bausi is going to keep looking around for more fun things to find. We're not actually recruiting hardly any troops because we're still pumping all of our money into infrastructure. We're building a lab. Down here, we're upgrading that fortress, so that's about 800 gold going to infrastructure this turn. We're moving away, and turn after next, Kibasila is going to build a temple here in Juek, just as the Palisades completes. And then, of course, we have to upgrade that to a fortress. So money's still going to be going to infrastructure for about the next 2 or 3 turns. That's putting a little bit of a damper on recruitment. Over here, we're actually recruiting a witch doctor instead of a sorcerer. And up here, we're not recruiting any troops, just a sorceress. However, we did get a random event that gave us a ton of Machaka warriors this turn. Now, Machaka warriors are garbage, but they're not... They're siege chaff. I mean, they have siege strength. So we've got 40 of them moving. Excuse me, almost choked on my own spit there. And we've got another 27 units in our garrison that this guy will pick up. We're going to swing those over here, and we're going to try and fight Sceleria. Now, this might be a terrible idea, because the thing about Sceleria is Sceleria has Celerian cultists, and Celerian cultists can spam skeletons like you wouldn't believe. It's incredible how much Celerian cultists can spam skeletons. Honestly, I may actually just want to wait. But, okay, so here's the thing about Sceleria, right? The longer you let Sceleria sit, the more they snowball, and they snowball harder than anybody. Because, once again, they have Celerian cultists, and Celerian cultists can reanimate skeletons. So, if we look at Sceleria, we look at the Celerian cultist, 1 recruitment point, reanimator priest, holy 1. So every fort, like this one, can churn out Celerian cultists, and Celerian cultists animate skeletons. And they animate, I think, I want to say 3 skeletons per turn. So, if you have a fort, pump out like 5 or 6 Celerian cultists, then it's just generating, 18 skeletons, Roman skeletons, per turn forever. Which means that Sceleria actually racks up more skeletons than Ermor does. On top of this, of course, Sceleria also has pretty good mages. They've got Thaumaturgs, and Thaumaturgs are Astral Death Crosspath at a very reasonable price, and level 2 Reanimator Priests, although you don't use them for that. You use them for research and spellcasting. And Grand Thaumaturgs, who are Astral 2, Death 2, with air and water randoms. Now, they're slow to recruit capital only, but still, this Death Astral Crosspath is quite powerful. And then, of course, they also have various units. They have Gladiators they can recruit. They have 4 death income per turn and 1 astral. So, tons of death gems, tons of skeletons. They can play Ermor, but they are better than Ermor because they can also do other things besides the skeletal hordes. Like, they have actual troops who are not fantastic, but are okay. They have lictors who are sacreds with powerful magic weapons that counteract the dead. They have Shadow Vestals who are ethereal, so unless you have magic weapons, they're very hard to fight. But mainly it's their mages and the fact that they can spam skeletons amazingly effectively. They can also recruit assassins. So if you're relying on a few little old men mages to attack them, that can definitely backfire on you. So we're going to wait a turn, I think. But we want to go in, and what we want to do especially is we want to lock down Celeria's forts, because their forts are where they produce skeletons. And if they don't have their forts active, then they have trouble producing more skeletons. I need to get more information on Sceleria before I go in, though. So I need to contact their neighbors. Particularly, I need to talk to Ulm, see if Ulm has some scouts down there, and I need to stop recruiting those guys. There's no point to that. Yeah, I have 6 militia here for some reason. A reason that time forgot. Tuxa is moving back up to sit here for a couple more turns, pick up some more mermen, and then go into Sea of Plenty. I would really, really like to be recruiting scouts somewhere. And I think that's my only scout province that I'm about to give back to Ulm. Yeah, I think it is. I can recruit Machaka scouts up here, since I'm not recruiting mages here yet because I don't have a lab, so what can I cut for that? I'm recruiting a couple of cavemen for the siege strength, but actually, let me cut the cavemen. And yeah, no scouts there. Okay. So we're just gonna start recruiting Machaka scouts up here just to have a little bit of vision. Because like I said, really need to know what I'm going into before I go into it. Going in without information is, I would say, the #1 cause of failure. And then let's recruit a scout over here as well. Okay, so we've taken the halls. We actually took almost no casualties doing it because we had the critical mass of spiders. This is how spiders work. If you have a critical mass of them, they basically don't take damage because they repel and or web up everyone who's attacking them. And so they don't get hit very much. So you can see here, that basically happens. We mostly repel the enemy. We web up the rest. I think I lost one rider. Yeah, he got this guy was bleeding, or this guy was bleeding, and so the rider died. So now he's a hunter spider. But that's fine. I mean, like, nobody really cares all that much. And yeah, so I still have 11 of my sacreds here. Yeah, things are going pretty well. Like, I'll be honest, I did not... This is kind of like the hoped for result, as opposed to the result that I thought was actually realistic. The Broken Land, it's not super valuable, but I would like to take it. It's got just so many barbarians. I could swing this army down. We're moving these guys up. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I guess I'll just... I'm so conflicted because my instinct here, my instinctive move here, would be just to go ham, just to charge in, and try to wipe out Sceleria as quick as I can. But Sceleria is probably already too strong to quickly wipe out, is the thing. So, yeah, let's consolidate our territory, take those 2 provinces, search them for magic sites, get some gem income built up, and then start doing things. What I'm worried about is Sceleria attacking me, to be honest, and I would like to be the one who strikes, if that makes sense. I would like that, and boy, geographically, it just makes so much sense to attack Ulm. Oof, they've got a whole bunch of black plate infantry out, though. And, they've hired the Sonnenkinder. So over here, they've got a whole bunch of crossbows they've been recruiting as well. Yeah, it may have been a mistake to make that deal with them, but you know what? I'm going to stick with it. We're gonna take that decision and put it in our pocket and roll on. So, like, in terms of who I can attack here, I could end my non-aggression pact with Caelum and attack them. They're fighting Asphodel right now, so I don't really want to do that because I would like them to like, beat up Asphodel. I could break my non-aggression pact or cancel my non-aggression pact and attack Ulm. Could definitely do that, but I think Nazca is off doing other things now and don't really want to go in solo, or Sceleria. So let's take these provinces, let's take this, let's kind of expand peacefully for as long as we can and build up strength. And then we'll probably end up fighting Sceleria or possibly Caelum. If Caelum's war starts going really badly, then we're going to jump on Caelum and steal their territory while we have the chance. But in any case, research-wise, we're almost to Alteration 3, and then we'll get Alteration 4. After that, we may actually pause and divert into Thaumaturgy to get Thaumaturgy 4 for Gnome Lore, because Gnome Lore would be it would be a much better way to leverage my black sorcerers than having them manually walk around site searching. Because I have other people who can remote site search for death, which takes Conjuration 3. So I need to get Conjuration 2 at some point here. But let's grab the Alteration, grab the Enchantment, and then we'll grab remote site searching and start remote site searching. Actually, Conjuration 3 might be a really good one to grab early so we could kick our Death Gem income into high gear. Because we could just have all these sorceresses that we're recruiting just take a turn off and spam Dark Knowledge over the whole shop. Oh, I'm just not sure. I am riven with indecision. I didn't anticipate this going this well. Definitely get Alteration 5. And then after that, we may pause. We may hold off on Enchantment. Enchantment is our early fighting magic. But if we're not planning to fight immediately... Yeah, we'll see. We'll just keep on keeping on for right now, and then I'll change my research if I have to in a little bit. But overall, this has gone really well, and we are in a solid position. Going to take that. Then we'll have our army, and we can transition it over to one of our sides here. Hopefully, probably over here, better. Take the Sea of Plenty in a few turns, and we'll keep on pushing out. As long as we keep, like, quietly, slowly expanding in a peaceable manner, I don't think we'll have too much trouble. We're going to build a fort here, because this is actually a pretty good province for a fort. 64 recruitment points is very good, especially for a cave. That's fantastic. Obviously, it's not the 115 recruitment points that we have down here, but honestly, a palisade gives a 50% bonus, so that'll be up to almost 100. That's solid, and lots of resources, because it is a cave. We'll be able to draw resources from there as well, so our resources will be over 100. So, yeah, it'll be solid then once we take those provinces from Sceleria. This cave will, I think, be a very solid place to be, and, of course, we have cavemen who have dark vision, or partial dark vision. Our spiders do not have partial dark vision, but which ones? Well, there was something that did. Oh, it's only spider warriors. Okay, well, if we get spider warriors over there, we can use them to defend the place. So yeah, that'll be fine. I'm gonna pump the province defense up to 7, which gives me 2 cavemen. Cavemen are very expensive in province defense, and we'll see what we can do. Oh boy's moving over to site search these sites, building the lab there, site searching. Overall, things are going well. So thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in turn 13. Alright, folks, yet again unto the breach. Turn 13. I almost forgot my numbers there. Good things happening this turn. We have finished the fortress in Solam, so we're fully armed and operational battle fortress. We're building a sorcerer in it. Down here, we've got our palisade, which will be done in 1 turn. We're starting to pump out pygmies from it, because we can recruit pygmies for very cheap. Up here, we're still recruiting just sorceresses, but we should move to black sorcerers very soon. We've taken the black marshes, and it looks like an ancient temple of Satis was found here, while the bird people had a hold of it. So that's neat. Gives us a death gem. Fantastic. Our death gem income is now up. Nature gem income, doing decent as well. Earth gem income slightly up. Fire gem income slightly up. Overall good. Over here, we've got Oh Boy. Needs to search for magic sites. We need to declare somebody a prophet as well. But everybody's kind of busy. Sammy is building a fort in the halls. Ulm has retaken their cap circle as agreed. That's fine. Ulm has also agreed to send down spies to scout out some of Sceleria for us. And that is Bandar Log. Very, very interesting. Our scout, meanwhile, is moving into Celerian territory. I know there's a fort there, and I would like to shut down forts. Unfortunately, the military-industrial complex, the Aussie of Caelum, has taken over the water. I didn't even remember that Aussies were amphibious, so I feel like they're not. I feel like he's forged a ring of water breathing, which is hugely irritating, but what can you do? What can you do about it besides go to war with birds? But I don't want to do that. I've changed my mind about that whole thing. I am a man of peace now. Also, we've got Ictiids forming up on the Green Coast, and they might be able to form up quicker than my merfolk. So they might end up taking Nuptia, which would be sad. If they do, then I'll have recruited all these mermen for nothing, which is would be highly annoying. It's going to take me at least 2 more turns to get enough mermen to function against those Tritons. My mermen have longer weapons, which is a benefit. The Tritons only have knives. These are the sad, kind of bad Tritons. But Tritons overall have better stats than mermen underwater. So, you know, kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of another. I would like to basically max out my 40 before I go underwater. In any case, Maskini's moving around to site search. This palisade will be done in 1 turn. We've got a laboratory here, and we're moving Kibasilla up to build a temple so we can start recruiting those sweet, sweet lizard shamans. And overall, everything's pretty much going to code. Muita, we're collapsing some troops on the broken land, and in fact, we should be collapsing more. So, you, sir, you can have all those guys. And yeah, you just hold and stay behind troops. That should be set to 9 in case it wasn't. And these guys will be up front to die. So you are going in there. And so what we're going to have is You guys are on attack closest. You're on hold and attack closest because you're being blessed. So you and then all of these spider knights will do a good job, to be honest. These guys can be just standing up there. You guys be right back there on hold and attack closest. And we'll bless up the spiders, and they'll all rush in. These guys are going to get massacred. These Machaka warriors. We'll set them on hold and attack closest as well. And actually, we'll just put them right there. So it's okay if the barbarians hit the spiders, because the spiders will, with the webs, will basically repel their attacks. And just having very long spears gives them a chance to literally repel. Plus, of course, the black hunters can do a very good job of repelling barbarians. So, should be able to take out the Broken Land pretty easily. That army, the combined army, will then move over towards Sceleria. So 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. The palisade will just be finished as the army lands. That will be turn 17. And we should also have the first of our lizard shamans coming out then. And hopefully by that time we'll have the first of our black sorcerers rolling off the assembly line to go out and site search. I don't know why this province is still independent when this province has been taken. I don't fully understand Nazca's decision-making there, except maybe this province is pretty much worthless, and so he doesn't care to clear off all the Jag tribe. Sudi actually should also come down here to the Broken Land, and he can cast what? He can cast combustion on people. He can artisanally craft skeletons. Or he can give people a disease, which isn't relevant. So I'm just going to have him spam combustion. Great. And he can stand right here in the middle of all these dudes, where he'll be pretty much safe. And then once he's here, he can site search, and we can find everything there. Now, this is an ice fortress, so in heat, it melts. I do have heat 3 Dominion, so if I can manage to push my Dominion onto Caelum, I can, in a cheesy but concrete way, actually destroy their ability to do things. Because the ice fortress, when it melts, right now you can see it's only in cold 2. They're only fully effective in cold 3. If you get it down to like actual heat scales, this ice fortress becomes useless. Like all its administration is practically nothing. Its recruitment point bonus, I think, goes down. The supply storage is nothing. The wall integrity is garbage. It's hilarious. It's a very sad thing to have happen to you. Actually, it's one of the things that that limits late age Atlantis is the fact that their forts melt like this, and of course Caelum also has it. So, in any case, we're doing pretty well in terms of research. We're several turns off from Alteration 4. I tried to say off and out at the same time, and they got like balled up in my mouth. We're several turns out from Alteration 4, unless our research really picks up, which it should, because I'm starting to pump out sorcerers, and these sorcerers I'm actually just going to use for research for a while. They're going to be giving me 17 research points each, so that's actually almost efficient, or 17 or 18 once my Dominion spreads. That's almost efficient, even for their cost, and more importantly, it's very fast. So we've got sorcerers coming out there. We're going to finish this Witch Doctor and then switch to sorcerers down here. And then, of course, up here, we're going to start recruiting Lizard Shamans, who are also fairly research efficient, especially in Magic 3. So we should be able to... Of course, our first Lizard Shaman will have to go around site searching for Astral. But after that, we can use them for research. And we should be able to buckle down and in the next year or so do some really serious research, which will be fantastic because we need it. In terms of research goals, obviously we need alteration, obviously we need enchantment, but then we also need evocation. We're going to need more enchantment because we need enchantment 5 fairly quickly, and then as we go on, we're also going to definitely want enchantment 6 for Hidden in Sand and Hidden Underneath. Hidden Underneath, for example, I can actually already cast Hidden in Sand. Hidden in Sand could be useful. I have plenty of Wastelands to cast it in. So we're going to save our Earth Gems to cast one of those spells and hope we get lucky, basically. We have Luck 3, Magic 3 Domain, so that should give us hopefully very good results. And it might break us into Astral in a bigger way, which would be nice. It would be nice to get a more powerful Astral Mage. It would also be very nice to get an Astral Earth Crosspath Mage, which Hidden Underneath can do, and I believe Hidden in Sand actually gives you fire, because it gives you the Dust Warriors and stuff. So what we need to do is we need to spread our Dominion over to the halls, so that we get the magic and the luck, and then we need to cast Hidden Underneath in here. That's the play. So we need to build a temple. We're building a temple there. We also need to build a temple over here in the halls. That's fine. We can do that. And yeah, actually, to be honest, I'm perfectly okay with staying relatively peaceful for the nonce. As I said, especially if I can get Ulm on my side, if I can get Ulm to commit to going in, then I will certainly be happy to go in against Sceleria before he can get too big for his britches. But for right now, we're fine. In terms of mercenaries, Sceleria has Obscuro, Bandar Log has the Quick Spears, who are actually dead. Oh, excuse me. Yawning. It's late at night as I'm doing this. And who's the other one? Dante's Stingers, Obscuro, the Quick Spears. Okay, and then we have the Swimming Men, but we can't recruit them, because they have to be recruited underwater. And this is a map of many lakes. So, yeah, things are going all right. Just sort of a pacifistic moment here. Like I said, we're going to surge the troops over there to the halls after we've cleaned up our full territory as it is. So we'll have the full expanse. Our 15, 14 provinces. 14, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 provinces here. Pretty respectable. That's enough to be going on with. And then we'll try to eke out a little more territory over on this side. Maybe we can get Caelum to come in with us as well. If Machaka, Caelum, and Ulm all ganged up on Sceleria, we might be able to take him out post-haste. Then, of course, we have to worry about other geopolitical happenings. It's been reported that Ermor is currently beating the shit out of Ashdod, which, if true, is highly unfortunate. I am hoping, of course, that Perun, Nazca, will go over and fight Ermor. Not that I want him to get all those death gems, but I just want him to be busy doing something, and I want the pop kills to be contained. Ideally, Nazca and Ermor at Ashdod and all just kind of fight each other to some kind of a bloody stalemate where nobody really makes progress. That would be the greatest. Oh, and I forgot, Caelum is actually attacking Asphodel already, so probably not going to help me against Sceleria. But look, a man can dream. In any case, that's the situation, the state of play as it stands. We're going to grab the Broken Land, keep site searching, find some more magic sites, and we'll be good to go. At some point, we're going to pause and divert to pick up Conjuration so that we can get some of the basic Conjuration spells. Conjuration 3 we'll want Conjuration 5 fairly soon, but not immediately. We don't need it instantly. We will also, of course, need Construction 4 in order to start building boosters, because we will definitely want and need boosters. Earth Magic boosters, Death Magic boosters, because if you'll recall, that enchantment spell, not Thaumaturgy, enchantment, yeah, it requires Earth, it only requires Earth 3, actually, so yeah, we can do that with any black sorcerer wearing a pair of boots, or yeah, this is the one. I didn't take Earth. This is the Astral version. So, yeah, we'll need that. I made several versions of Funny Guy before I decided on this one. I felt the magic resistance was important and the strength was less important, so I took Astral instead of Earth to go along with my Fire, Death, and Blood bless. But, yeah, well, we're doing all right. As soon as we can get some of those spells cast, some boosters forged, start ranking up our mages, we should be able to do some very, very cool stuff. Especially because with the black sorcerers, we have those Earth paths, and once we can get an Earth 3 random, yeah, actually, they just random Earth 3. We don't even need a booster to cast Hidden Underneath. Once we get an Earth 3 random, we can boost him up to Earth 4. If we can get a hold of a Bloodstone, we can boost him up to Earth 5. Ideally, we'll be able to scrape together enough Astral Pearls by hook or by crook to empower one of them in Astral in order to get the Earth Astral cross path if we can't get it through Hidden Underneath. So one way or another, we're going to get the Earth Astral cross path, then we can forge Crystal Gear to booge our Astral path. That gives us Astral 3, and that makes our communions stronger, the communions that we're going to have from our Lizard Shamans. So yeah, we'll have a lot of good stuff coming, but I think this has gone on long enough. without anything actually happening. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in turn 14. This is exciting. I'm happy that I'm doing this well with Machaka. Should be fun. Alright, take care. Okay, turn 14. Things are proceeding apace. There was a battle in the Broken Land this turn, which went pretty well. We took casualties, but that was expected, especially among our garbage infantry contingent. That spider rushed ahead and got beaten down almost instantaneously, but he delayed a whole bunch of the barbarians. As you can see down here, the barbarians pretty much just hacked through our infantry without a care, but then routed as the spider knights and the great spider and the black hunters really chewed through them very easily, with very loud noises too. So as you can see here, we lost 3 of our spider knights. We didn't get any spiders, which makes me wonder if maybe they don't actually turn into spiders when they die, or maybe they were just all killed by the barbarians. That's very possible. Barbarians are pretty good at killing those kinds of things. So if we look here, let's watch. Okay, yeah, they do. The great spiders were just clubbed to death, I guess, before they could, rather than retreating. So yeah, the spider knights do turn into spiders. I thought they did. I was a little bit confused when I didn't get any back. But as you can see there, the battle went fine. Casualties mainly focused among the Machaka warriors, who got absolutely massacred because they're absolute garbage. And the Machaka hoplites did pretty well. The Black Hunters did extremely well. Black Hunters just chewed through the barbarians, no trouble. And the Spider Knights, good exchange rate. I'll take it. We completed our palisades here and our fortress in Wood of Many Paths. So we're upgrading the fortress and building a temple over here. Once again, heavy infrastructure spending. That's another 300 and 400, I think. Yeah, 400. So that's another 700 gold in infrastructure there. Down here, we are recruiting a sorcerer. We recruited a sorcerer up here last turn and got our Death 2 that we were looking for. So he's starting to sight search. As soon as we hit, I'm considering actually skipping away from enchantment in order to get Conjuration 3 after Alteration 5, and then spending my Death Gems remote sight searching for death, because getting death income is very important to me. Also, getting out some black sorcerers for that, the Earth 3 and the Fire 3. That would be very useful as well. So we need to shift over towards black sorcerer production here in Machaka at some point, instead of just pumping sorceresses. Although to be honest, pumping sorceresses. Although to be honest, I like to be recruiting sorceresses a lot because they're very cost efficient research wise, and of course they occasionally spawn great spiders, which are, I mean, they're units. They're not awful. They have actually decent prot, funnily enough, and high hit points. And, you know, they have the web attacks, so that's nice. They could be worse, is my point. They could definitely be worse. Still moving around site searching. We're site searching here in Ctesiphon. We are moving to site search in the halls, where we are also building a palisade. And, yeah, we should be in a pretty good spot. We're concentrating our forces over here in the halls. So we've got our 40 units there. Moving off, and down here we've got all the units that were in this fight that survived, so about 30 of them moving off. So they'll take 1, 2, 3 turns to get over to the halls. These guys will only take 2. We have Turiok actually taking back this hunter spider back to receive a new rider in Machaka, and we have Tuxa waiting for a couple more turns of merman recruitment before he goes and takes Nuptia, which I would definitely like to take. This says about 40 this turn, but I think it's actually about 20. And of course, I don't know where Caelum's god has gone, but the war between Caelum and Asphodel seems to be going strong. And Ermor. There's also, in messages this turn, Phaeacia has declared war on Ermor. Call on all those capable to join in this crusade to save science itself. Great. Good for you. Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, didn't find any sites this turn, but better luck next turn. I'm really hoping that Oh Boy can get me some more nature sites, because I could really use the nature and the death income. Fire and Earth, they're doing okay. I wouldn't worry about them too much. And then, of course, once we start getting Lizard Shamans, we'll also site search everything for Astral, and we'll be well on our way to getting a healthy gem income. So, that's the turn. As I've mentioned, I think the plan is to attack Sceleria, but they are starting to get their undead spam online, their Skele spam, which is a problem. But we'll see. Possibly we'll just sit here quietly in our territory researching until we start to get totally locked up for lack of income. and then attack Sceleria, Caelum, somebody. We'll have to attack somebody. But we'll see who that ends up being. We have a non-aggression pacts over here, we have non-aggression pacts here, we have non-aggression pact here and up there, and we're good. We're good. We only have one border that I really have to watch right now. And overall, I feel comfortable with this situation. So I'm okay if I have to sit on my heels and research for 3 or 4 more turns. In fact, that would be perfect. That would get me Alteration 4 here. And then, yeah, I think we'll just go Conjuration 3, start spamming out Dark Knowledge. And then we already have Thaumaturgy 1, but I'd like to get Thaumaturgy 4 for Gnome Lore. So let's plan to do that. Alright, that's the turn. I'll see you all in turn 15.